Biden appeared to forget to introduce India's Prime Minister Modi during a news conference. Watch this.
I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Well, that did not look good. Charlie Hurt with me this morning. Biden's on the world stage this week. He's at the UN General Assembly. That just didn't make him look good.
Can you imagine if you're Prime Minister Modi and you're having to clean up the mess by standing up and kind of raising your hand? You were going to introduce me? No, and it's a reminder that, you know, we still have a president who is so infirmed that he couldn't run for re-election, and Democrats had him removed from the ticket, but he's still the leader of the free world. He's still the sitting president of the United States.
He still represents the United States at the UN General Assembly.
And supposedly is making actual decisions that affect the future of our country.
Well, listen to this. You've seen this, I'm sure, but Biden held his first cabinet meeting in 11 months, and he turned that meeting over to the First Lady, Jill Biden, to lead it. Roll it.
Today, at the top of our meeting, Jill's going to give an update on the House initiative, White House initiative, to fundamentally change the approach and fund how we approach and fund women's health services. So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has, and it's all yours, kid.
Thank you. You know, sometimes the White House surprises you.
I'm sorry, look, I've got two questions out of this. Number one, who's really running the country? And secondly, why didn't Kamala Harris chair the cabinet meeting if it's so important? Why not?
They're the two most important questions. Who knows who's running the country? Who knows who's been running the country the past 3.5 years? And as to Kamala Harris, it makes absolutely no sense. And this goes to the heart of her entire campaign, is that if she has all these economic proposals, claims she's going to do things differently, but she's been in office with a president who's apparently not all there. She's been covering up for it, and she's not been doing her job. And so it raises an important question. Why is she not leading that meeting? Why has she not deployed any of these great plans she has to solve everybody's problems? The answer is it's a lie.
But she doesn't want to chair a meeting like that, but she'd be tangled up in Biden's failure.
Politically speaking, she didn't want to get anywhere near that thing.
Not even close.
Yeah.
No. She should be, in my opinion. She's the vice president, and he's almost incapacitated.
Well, you would think that when you had 3 years of an opportunity to do all the things that they say that are going to fix everything, you would have seized that opportunity and done some of them. The problem is they haven't, and it's a disaster on world peace, security, and the economy, which are the three things that matter most for this position. And now she says, oh, you know, I'm going to come in and fix everything.
Not quite. All right, now this. Harris has accepted an invitation for a third debate. What did Trump say about that?
He did not accept Harris's offer to debate him on CNN.
Join me on the debate stage. Let's have another debate. There's more to talk about, and the voters of America deserve to hear the conversations that I think we should be having on substance, on issues, on policies. What's your plan? What's my plan? And we should have another one before Election Day.
Well, Trump's already had two, and he said the vote is already being cast. Some people already voting for their pick for November. Watch here.
Well, I've already done 2 debates, and they, were good. But to do a third one, everybody's voting now, and it's very late to be doing a third debate. But once the election starts, and it started, it's a very bad thing to be doing a debate in the middle of the vote counting. And this would really be late into the election. So I think it would be a very bad thing. I think it would actually be a bad thing for the country.
And we're still debating the debates. Look, I think debate is always good, but this proposal was for CNN. Trump said that worked well for him in June versus Biden. He didn't think that the moderators would be as fair a second time. And I'd also point out that Kamala Harris turned down a Fox debate request. So again, debating the debates, and it doesn't look like there will be a third.
Quick comment.
And look at what happened with the following debate. The moderators at ABC went hard against Donald Trump because they felt like the CNN moderators were too fair to him. Exactly to your point. And I think Trump has a good point there.